Shropshire Sarracenias, 24th of May 2025. So this has been a year since the last YouTube video, but so I'll give you a quick update. So as I was driving straight right in, this is the crossings bench. The first 2 pane lengths or 3 pane lengths of my own crosses, but I've made a few pictures on Facebook, Instagram, showing the variation in this cross between L131 and Adrian Slack. Seems to be doing very well, and you can pick up some of the notables as I pan through. This one here, just opening now, is one of my favorites. It will develop into like a raspberry ripple type lid in coloration and go white, so I'll hopefully see this again when it matures in the next few weeks. So scanning across, we're going to do a walk through the hybrids. So also being a collector, this is the bench where I've done swaps and acquisitions to plants to add to the grow list. This is a nice inverse vein flava, and there's actually one of my seedlings. It's I'll try and zoom in on it. You can see the yellowish sort of background. It's it's an Elizabeth Aden cross with Leah Wilkerson. Piece of Bloody Punch, and Matt Soper's Alan Hendel. This is from Neil Withwood. This is a Wizard Sleeves. It's getting sizable, and behind there somewhere is a Grendel. So moving on, we'll try and walk in advance so you can see the colour developing. This is a 67-foot long greenhouse, or 20.5 meters in metric terms. So having the greenhouse with 2 piles over a 15-foot or 4.5 meter width means you can get a lot of plants for the surface area you want. So this is basically going through in number order the grow list plants. So we're now in the Japanese, and so there's some of the Asuka plants. And just look at that vein pattern there. It's the amazing plants, and this is really the best time of year. This spring in the UK has been very, very sunny, and it hasn't been too chilly either, so the plants are well advanced. I would say compared to previous years, you wouldn't see this kind of colour development not until June, or first week or even the second week of June. It's been that sunny. Apparently a few days ago we had more sunshine hours in the UK up to I think it's about the 15th of May, where we've achieved the same amount of sunshine the whole of last year, which says something about how rubbish our weather was in the in the UK. Here we had record rainfall. Wasn't a problem with water. A lot of people are running out of water right now and looking for alternative supplies. Here we still have storage, but now it's because it's not so sunny, the light is just right to show off the plants in full colour mode. There's Atlas 5 right now. So here's one of my other seedlings. This is green measles. There's someone else's cross from Henrik. This is a dream catcher. Moving on, I managed to get a small piece of Eri Wang, which is a really nice plant. And this is another one of my crosses I'm looking at. I just love this one. Needs a name really. It's the lids are going nice and white like they usually do, but I expect that throat to turn almost black in appearance. And crossing through to the Lucos now. I mean, it's almost like autumn now in terms of picture development, even though it's spring. The picture development is profuse. It's like looking at snow almost, but with all the sunshine, the pinks, and behind it the hot pinks are showing up very well. And this big one here, these tall ones at Spokasa, that's arguably one of the tallest of the Lucos. And then going through the list, of coming to another group of tall Lucos. So I think in these conditions, they've got really the ideal place. I'm just thankful that I haven't got sunlight here just to wash out the colours. So now this is the end of the look. As you can see, there's some tall ones, other tall ones developing. Now we're coming on to the flowers, and the reds have really made it through this time. You know, full colour almost on opening. You know, these pictures have been opened since really the last 3 weeks, and this sort of colour development on these ones, well, you know, so talking end of June colour mode here. So, you know, just look at that for intensity of depth. You know, these neon artists are really showing some good form. And we're going to the end of the flowers in a moment. Still clean lids. It won't be like this in a month. They'll start showing signs of age. There is talk of a return to heat wave conditions. So, as we're at F1 Flava Maxima, now we've got on the hybrid, so apart from these few, like Marsden Select and Wilkerson Red, and the Wilkerson Selved, most of these plants here are my own crossings again. So this is one of my favourite crosses of all time. This is Elizabeth Aden. We've got the very, very nice throat patch, and it stays straight for a long period of time. Also right up here is the Praetorian Guard. We potted these fairly early on in the year. They seem to like the new mix. And then this is where I can't get enough of the eye candy treatment. Some of you have seen this posted recently on Facebook. This is Angel of Death has got that huge throat patch. And also this one here, Joy Ralph. It's got 3 good sized pictures on it. It's colours, it's very stable. And we'll scan across to the flowers from this side again. And here some of my own crosses, very tall. Love the lids. Sometimes you get these really striking colours. This is Monster, got off Steve Bunclark. Timothy King and John David King's here. There's Wilkerson White Knight down there, and there's a couple of lurches. Yeah, some of these will need names in the end. Some a wild Morii F2 from Conacoux, if that's how you say it, State Forest Park. And right now was the Adrian Slack lids. They look great with a lovely pink lip. And this is at the intersection. We've got Leah Wilkerson's here, and then a few more of my own crosses. This one here is a Wilkerson Morii crossed with a Wilkerson White Knight, looking very good. And then we have some random plants which are duplicates to the main collection. Here's a full-size lurch. That's what it does. It's just got this kind of deformed lip sometimes, and kind of reminds you of the Addams Family character. It was a bit like Frankenstein. There's F149 already showing its darkness. That's one of the darkest flowers I've ever had. And then we're going to some Brooks hybrids. Usually on the show this year, because the Shrewsbury Flower Show was cancelled and I had withdrawn from doing Gardener's World Live. I actually have no flower show to attend this year and exhibit at, so I'll have to work on next year to see what happens. But I'll probably try and getting into Gardener's World again. So I'm going to pan across here so you can see exactly how it looks from distance. I have an open day in 2 weeks on June the 7th, so I'm hoping A lot of you can come along and see this for real. And we're going to go in a moment to the other greenhouses for a change, because there's been some changes in there. I just love these flowers. This Regenii is getting pretty tall. And some more F149s. That's the alternative for a dark plant. This is F124. This is the F88 ornata. I mean, it is already getting its deep maroon throat here. And then we come to the all red flowers. And behind it, some burgundies beginning to open up. And another look from this side. Here's a rival plant to Legacy. It's a different cross. It's not involving the same parents. Exactly. This is actually crossed with Elizabeth Aden with Leah Wilkerson. This one's really got a lot of pink on it. Okay. So this greenhouse is a work in progress. It takes taking quite a long time to repot all my fly traps. So these have already been done, and they're responding more or less instantly to it. The trouble is, you know, this being a part-time business collection thing with 6,000 plants and a day job, it's hard to find the time to get everything together. But this time now, I finished the Sarracenia potting ages ago. I've made it my mission to repot every single fly trap. You can see where I stopped, and at the same time I'm changing the capillary matting, so the old stuff is really quite contaminated with ferns, sundews. As you can see, there's some Bonata and Speculata there, but I haven't done it for 5 years, so now is the time. And of course, a lot of the fly traps are actually getting impregnated with a weed, Utriculata bisquamata. It seeds everywhere. This is with most of the flower heads removed, but you can see how congested they get. So I have all these ones, the other side of the potting to come. On this side, there's more fly traps. I'm putting all my named plants into the collection list, and they're going in chronological clone number order. Only keep a few Drosera, but I like Capensis and Bonata forms. There's a nice Bonata. And over here, even more Sarracenia hybrids, and there's a few I like the look of. This one here, for example, has caught my eye. And then zooming out, this is also got an exaggerated mouth features in there, and then there's this one. I think that's worthy of actually adding to the collection. Now we go to the sales house. If you haven't been here before, basically run with 3 large greenhouses, and behind it is my famous rainwater collection. Most of these are empty now. We had rain for the first time in ages with any appreciable amounts, but thankfully I've still got quite a large number of tanks, about 10,000 litres, or around about 2,500 gallons, let's say. All these are empty too. And we're in the sales house. So basically all my surplus plants, plants for sale, are in here. So I've organised it everywhere, that the collection and the spare plant materials separate. But as I was going to do Shrewsbury Flower Show, I had bought in all these plants for tissue culture, which are really coloured nicely, but no Gardener's World, no Shrewsbury this year. So I'll carry on growing these to a level of maturity and find a show next year to attend. But that's that lot. But for my own home propagated material this year, I have quite a few decent flowers, but differently because I've been repotting fly traps like mad. I have many hundreds of collectible fly traps. There's a few Lucos, and there's a few L145Fs in there. Morifilla alata, there's some more fly traps. There'll be Hellcat Bloody Nurse, those kind of fly traps available. And then there's some more hybrids. And for the absolute beginner, quite a few differing Papiria forms, Heterophylla, and some integrated venosa looking very nice. I put them in this in the greenhouse to grow because obviously they get more advanced in growth, and this is again meant for the flower show. So I hope you liked the presentation, and hopefully see you on June the 7th, if not Sunday afternoon, June the 8th. Thank you.